Alright, so this is part 2 of tonight's stream. The first part was me working on turning RoboCop into this horror-looking villain character. It only took 7 attempts. Anyway, so I am now going to take these sketches that I did, plus a whole bunch more on Batman, and the goal of this stream is to make Batman. Basically, he's going through the hallway of Dracula's castle because he's trying to hunt Dracula, but he's also afraid of Dracula, which I think is funny. And don't forget those two little mouses that are enjoying a little cheese meal while all this action is happening in the background. And maybe I'll throw in some bats because Batman is afraid of bats. I just thought that's funny. Anyway, so I did this version. Well, I cannot even bring it into view. Anyway, I'll show all the attempts that I did to get to this level, so to get to this stage. So I will take a sheet of paper over this one and try to hopefully make a better version of what I'm looking at. Let's see how far I get. Let's try to trace a bit of what already works. It's like having a light table. I just don't want to. I don't want to obviously start from scratch since I have all this figured out. That's why I am just going to trace it into the next one. Drawing his hand is very difficult. Well, drawing hands, period, is difficult. I don't need to copy everything over, I just need to... Wait a second. If his shoulder's here, then one will be here. Let's just go with it. Just try to keep the sketch light so that I can hopefully fix it as I keep going. That hand looks messed up. Time for Batman. I love the way those eyes are popping out. Hopefully I could transfer it over onto this sketch and be able to capture it as well. That's why drawing traditionally makes you such a strong artist over time, because you cannot hide from your mistakes. You cannot find ways to cheat. You cannot find ways to a million other ways you could do and manipulate your images when you're doing it digitally. Don't get me wrong, digital art is fun too, but you are not going to learn as much as you would if you were to at least mix between traditional and digital. I'm just trying to capture the outline of the pose. Try not to ruin the paper too much. I must need a light table. I have a light table, just don't have it out here. I think it would be much easier to trace using a light table and not ruin the paper so much. Holding the torch here. shape. Got now the mouse, the two mouses. Some cheese. And draw the back of the wall. Quick indication. Hint at some castle stones. Okay, now we can work with that. We can put that here. And we'll work with this one. Yeah, I think I'll work on Batman first. That head looks big. Am I in view? Yes. Sharpen my pencil. Okie dokie. Gonna use another sheet because I don't want to smudge. Perhaps lighten that up a bit. Ah, no. Never mind. expression on his face. Oh no! Let's capture the eyes. Hopefully correctly. Not read all too well. Not sure yet. Let's just keep going. Oh no. Expression. Oh. Oh no. It's supposed to be all dark. Goes under his chin. Looks like he just got big fat lips. See if we can fix that. Does that read? Somewhat. I'll leave it at that. Uh-oh. Does that really work? That belt is too big. Is that belt too big? I'll be right back. Oh man, I think that head looks way too big for that body. That's not good. Figure out how he's wearing his cape, and my biggest concern now is that head looks a bit too big for that body. It's because I had it covered with my sheet because I don't want to smudge, and because I had the body covered as I was building up the head, you know, I wasn't able to quickly look back at his body, be like, whoa, slow down. That head is way too big. He's starting to look like one of those bobblehead toys, you know, you put on your car dash. But I'm just, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna move forward. Quantity is what creates quality. I gotta keep that in mind. Even though this drawing and many other drawings will not work out, I mean, that's okay because I have to keep reminding myself, the more I produce, the faster I'm gonna be able to get to the level where I can control my character designs. Right now, it's hard to control them because lack of skills. because of my lack of skills. Let's just work on Dracula a bit, because he's pretty much just a silhouette. So let's have some fun figuring this out. This was initially supposed to be Dracula, but as I was sketching, I realized it's looking more and more like Batman, so I just left it like that. So the joke is Batman is hunting Dracula, but Dracula is just, I guess, let's see, the evil version of Batman. Like his twin brother or something. Maybe his evil cousin. His arm is here. Folds over, not that it's really going to show. Maybe his elbow is going to peek out a bit. Yeah, the hardest part, the hands. His knuckle bones here. And the next finger somewhere here. His shoulder, right shoulder is located here. That means his left shoulder would be somewhere around here. Oh, what did I just do? I drew this thumb as if it's the start of his finger. I mean, like, it's as if it's the left hand. Except, basically, this thumb should be not on this side, but at the other side, because this is his right arm and this is his right hand. But because this is all going to be shaded and it's supposed to be the shadow of Dracula, I probably can get away with that cheat. This is the left, so his thumb should be here. fingers. Let's darken it. Bring it into view. Give it a bit of a gradient as it's getting closer to the edge of the page. I'll make it lighter. I'll try to make sense out of his hands to the best of my ability with the sketch I have been able to produce. Let's first darken it. Perhaps that will help me see the silhouette better. Let's darken, let's give that another layer. Alright, let's try to improve his silhouette a bit. See if we can fix his hands a bit. Oh, that pinky looks extra long. Whoops. Too late. Too bad, so sad. His left hand, so I have to be mindful. thumb will come forward. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'm starting to feel the more I work this, the worse I'm going to make it. Just gonna make a bigger mess out of what I've already put down. So it's best to just leave it alone, especially when you're not confident with your sketch. So anyway, that's Dracula's shadow. I'll leave that alone. I'll consider that done, and I'll continue working on Batman. Let's work on his left arm, I should say. His biceps here. He has his forearm, his gloves on, with his forearm spikes that stick out. And he is holding that torch. Something like that. And when you're holding, the thumb has to come forward. That's back there. Trying to make sense out of how his fingers are wrapping around. Since the light is coming from this direction, this would be dark. Underneath here, be dark as well. Let's try to divide the chest line. Let's give him some abs. His ab definition. He's got his cool belt. Oblique. Well, now his obliques would be here. These muscle groups are sticking out. But before I go there, let's finish this part. He's got the torch here. His gloves. Alright, let's work on his right arm. Why not start by wrapping that cross that he's holding? That way he could use it to scare off Dracula once he runs into him. Cross is not reading all that well. Bicep goes in. This part becomes extra dark. It's very little light reaches this part, so it'll be darker too. Where his shoulder muscle is wrapping and blending into his bicep. And I just messed it up. I'll leave it like that. Let's work on his legs. Belt. You know what? Maybe we can add some color. Let's make this a little bit more fun. And also around here, just a touch. Of course, the torch. Let's add some orange. And in here as well, just a touch. At that. This has to be darker because the value is darker on his, I guess, like underwear he's wearing on top of his suit. Let's pop that out a bit. His belt is starting to disappear. Oh, I forgot. Gotta work up on that a little bit. Let's make that read slightly more. Ab line, bit of the oblique muscles, doesn't hurt to just add a bit of indication, and this is definitely gonna be darker. His leg muscles. This part is going to be darker. Yeah, I'm okay with leaving it like that. his knee. And then his boots. Gotta put some folds in here. Ankle bone. Supposed to have folds in here. Let's try to make sense out of that. His boots will be darker, so I have to fill that up. I'll leave that alone. Let's just flood that since it's the back leg. And also the value of the boots are going to be darker anyway. We just indicate that it's the back leg. Here. This boot, the back boot is off the ground. Leave that alone. Let's work on the two mouses quickly. The little guys are enjoying themselves. Perhaps he's holding with his little hands some cheese. This one is lying down. enjoying some cheese as well. Let's work on his cape a little bit. I don't want to make a mess, so I'm going to use this sheet. Draw some ground shadow. And some bats. Flying across. Oh, that's too close to his head. Guess that passes for bats flying across. Let's draw some stones quickly. Batman. You can see the stones he is standing on. Just to make this place a bit more grounded. And back here as well. I think I'll stop there. Well, there's my Batman. That's actually, hold up. I will do a better job presenting this. So that's the final one. Second, third. So, as I said this actually in a previous stream. I wanted to draw Batman basically hunting down Dracula, but he's also frightened. He's afraid of Dracula. So, this is one of my earlier sketches. And here's another version. You could see the idea is starting to develop. Here I just drew a few expressions. Here is another version that I guess, I don't know, it looks like I just gave this one up for some reason. Oh, maybe I forgot to work on this one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And this is one of the earlier ones that I did using pen. Here's the idea. And then I did this one. Why are you drawing so many different ones? Well, because I keep figuring my, the overall shot. Here's another one, which is what I continued today. This part was mainly drawn, and the rest was I added the legs, the two mouses, Dracula's shadow, and then the final one that I did today. So here's Batman. He's holding his cross. He's holding his torch. You got some bats flying across the hallway. Dracula's shadow. You see his Dracula's shadow. And then he's frightened. And you got these two mouses down here enjoying some cheese. That's the overall design. There you go. You can see it better. Alright guys, well, whoever's watching this on replay, let me know what you think about, my streams. And perhaps I'm going to do another one tonight. I'm going to draw Spider-Man. But I need a quick break. Thanks.